Hi guys, it's Belle here and I am back for day 2 in hashtag the Oddtober 25, created and hosted by the lovely April over at Pink Oddbird and the lovely Priscilla over at Release the Crafting. Links to their channels will be down below. Yes, I'm a little bit behind, but that doesn't matter. We're going to just enjoy the creative process. So I am on day 2. And it says, I cannot believe I am back here again. On the same old gramophone, I hear a spooky song playing. Now, this reminded me of year 1 again. And I just want to reiterate, you don't have to have done year 1 of these prompts to do these ones. However, I did, and it's quite funny because day 25 in year 1, I think it was my day. Did I do this on camera? I know I did this on camera, but I think I was part of this. Anyway, this was the gramophone and the music page that I did for the prompt. And as we're talking about the gramophone again, I decided, as I've got some bones on here and some vintage music paper, we're going to add some bones and vintage music paper. I was going to add vintage music paper anyway, who am I kidding? But I also have, this is a digital from Tracy. I want to say it was last year's Creep on June. That's what I want to say. Well, it wasn't this year's. So yeah, it was probably last year's. So I will leave it down below. But I had it in my stash and I thought like this looked like the old house. Normally, I don't work too much with digitals in these makes because I know not everyone has digitals and not everyone has access to them. However, I have loads of these digitals left over and I want to be using them up. I also have some Tim Holtz paper that I want to put behind. So I'm going to have this kind of here, but we're going to rip it a little bit. Don't be afraid to rip your papers and your digitals and all that good stuff. Don't be afraid to do that. We're going to ink this because we need inking. So I'm still trying to find my groove with these, with this challenge. As I've said, it takes me, sorry if you can hear that, the window's open. Takes me a little while to get into my groove. And again, you don't have to have done the first year's. I just, because I like everything coordinated, I thought it was fun as we're back at the house for me to actually do some pieces that are inspired, if they're similar, that are inspired by the ones I did previously. So yeah, that's not necessary. It's just something I want to do. I'm trying to work out if I think I want more pattern. But then we've got something that's going to stand out. I could bring the pattern in that way. This is going to be covered with music paper anyway. Maybe we just do it like so. Yeah. So I thought it'd be fun to bring in some bones. As I'd done that originally. Okay, so this is going to have to be stuck down first. Where is my glue book? Okay, well I can't, oh there it is. I was going to say I can't find my glue book. But then I found it, guys. Let's hope I am actually filming this time. Honestly. It happens during Creep on June too. Weird things start happening at the craft desk. When I'm doing these projects. So, yes. But I'm excited to be doing it. I just need to find a day where I can really just sit down and craft the whole day and enjoy that. Okay, Yep. Okay, let's glue that down to this page. It's like so. So I wanted the gramophone, obviously. I wanted to bring in some bones because I'd used bones in that other page, and it's just how my brain works, guys. I wanted to use this image because I know in this set of images, Tracy, it was all about an old house. So there's lots of furniture and stuff and things in these images, and I have so many left over that I didn't use. And one of my goals this year, which, considering the challenges I've had this year, I haven't really attained many of my goals, but one of the goals I had this year was to use up what I had rather than just buy new things. And I know you would have just seen 2 haul videos, so you'll be like, oh, that seems to go against it. But no, because it's Halloween stuff and I wait all year for that. So I always print out far too many digitals than I need. I think I want that top bit. So it's always good. That's all going to be covered. I don't know why I said I want that top bit. It's going to be covered. But there we go now. So yes, we have entered the house. The creepy house. We've come out of the woods with the old lady. We've entered the house. The house we'd been so desperate to escape. And yet now we're back here. And I always want it. Do you know what I want to do? I want to scrunch it a little bit, I think. I want to see how that looks. We've walked in, it's all decorated with Halloween, and we're like, well, as if it wasn't creepy enough, who's in here decorating for Halloween? I don't know why I turned suddenly into a very bad representation of a 1920s American mobster. But, I say, doll. Or in the movies, 1950s more, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, get off that. What are we even talking about, Belle? We thought we'd escape this house. But have we? No, we have not. We are back at the house. Yes, I want that. Oh. We are back here. We can't escape. We've been to the house, then a haunted fun fair, which I missed out. I'll be going back. And then we went through the woods and a tree house and all sorts. A troll bridge and all sorts. And now here we are. Back at this creepy house that we inherited, where everything started. Oh yeah, I like that. It looks like a piece of music paper scrunched up on the floor. That's what it's given me the sort of vibes of. So that's what we're going with. And it's going to be one of those days where I might not get the whole video done. And I might have to stop it halfway because I am waiting for someone to turn up to check the boiler. So, but that's okay. Don't you just hate days like that? Because you have plans to do things and then you feel like you can't really start anything because at some point you're going to have to stop. But boilers have to be checked, especially at this time of year when we're coming into winter. I bet no one's checked the boiler in this haunted house for a while. I'll bet you that for nothing. Now, obviously, before we start putting things on there, or maybe not obviously, probably obviously, if you've been here any length of time, we're going to have to add inks and things to this background before I start adding on my little bits and pieces. We need some inks on things. Doodle-doo. What song could it be playing? It was playing Dance Macabre last time. Oh my gosh. Do you know what would be really creepy if I came in? Does it say a creepy song? I can hear a spooky song playing. What would be creepy? Let me know down below. I know which one I really don't like, the Jeepers Creepers song. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, especially as I've been using eyeballs in here a little bit. That would not be what I want to see. Okay, I really want my black ink to turn up. It's got to turn up soon, guys, because I need it. Okay, so I'm going to put the bit about a haunted house, I think, or some script in the back. It's going to be covered up, so maybe we don't need the bit about haunted house. That's just a level. But then I think I want it. So these are the Crafty by Tony Halloween stamps. I think these were her first sets last year. Yeah, the haunted house bit's going to be covered up, or partially covered up. But it's all about adding, as I keep saying, texture to the backgrounds. I think I actually want to put this on my first tag too, because between one thing and another, this will be covered. Where is my stamp? This will be covered, but I still want to bring it in, even if we're not getting all of it. I just like the way the text looks. Why is everything at an angle? I just am not capable of doing anything that's not at an angle. Right, loving that. So we do that. Try to see if I have anything that sort of says music. I don't think I do. But I almost want a number on here, because it could be maybe my relative who owned this house. Maybe they composed music, and I just feel like maybe that was the number. You know, when you have different concertos or whatever it is, they usually have a number. But I think it would be fun. And yes, I'm just adding words. You're not going to be able to see most of them, but again, it's not about seeing them. It's about just adding that into the background. I need another set of numbers, really. So I'm going to put this one away. Yeah, this was one of her first Halloween sets. Oh my goodness, guys. Have you seen Tony's new Halloween sets? Have you actually seen them? Oh, we've got some numbers on Tracy's. This is Tracy's Botanical Lab Minis again, TFC 2513. You can only get these off her website. I used them in my previous make, so they're here. I just want some numbers, and they've got some good numbers. Have you seen Tony's new Halloween set stamps? Well, if you haven't, you're going to be seeing them soon, because I could not resist them. That's a bit blurry, that one. That's not Tracy's fault. That is mine, because I moved it as I was stamping. But that's okay. And I'm wondering again, you're going to see me use the texture stamps a lot, guys. You just are. But what I'm wondering is, do I want to use Tony's, or I've got the Crackle one here. This one is a Marianne Designs The Crackle. It's just called, what is it called? I think it's just called Crackle Textures. Yeah, Crackle Textures. And it's MM1628. I love this one. I use it all the time. And again, I just want to come on some of this, a bit of crackle in places. It just adds to the creep effect. Or at least I think it does. I don't know where you're going to see it. But you see all that? All the texture? Yep, yep, yep. Doo-doo-doo. Yes. All right, we're doing all that. I do think I want some ink splatters. Now, I've got the green. Now, look, I don't know why this one leaks so much. I've got the green, the Forest Moss. If you were with me during Creep on June this year, you will know that I use matte photo paper, and this is printed on that. So I'm not sure. Every time I use forest moss on the matte photo paper, it kind of goes grey. I like that effect. You could just say, why not just use a grey one then, Belle? Well, yeah, I could. But why do you... why do that? Because sometimes it will stay green. I'm just going to add a tinge of water. Say a tinge. Matte photo paper doesn't really like water, but sometimes you also want that kind of weird effect as well. Oh, I love it. I wish it would stay like that. Do you see how it's gone? The stamping, even though that's not embossed, it's gone between the stamping. I am going to dry that off. Okay, I love that. I don't know why it's gone almost between the stamping, but I am not complaining because I love it. Now I'm going to come back on with my black soot and just darken that a little bit around the edges. I want the grey, but I don't want it so much at the edge. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, I like that. We're going to do splatters on this one too. I'm going into my groove. I am so sorry. Okay, so we have this now. Now, what do we want to add? Well, we have to have our gramophone, don't we? So I have my gramophone. I almost wanted it to sit on this table, but we're not being that exact. And I want the gramophone in here on the music. I think it could go under the music paper there. I rather like that. I'm wondering about whether I put it on 3D foam. Now, to bring in some of the bones, I have these. These are from Lady Black Blood. I can't remember what the kit is. Sorry, this is part of it. It's so good. It's just like a little ephemera fun curiosity kit. And I have these. I've backed them onto card and I've already inked around them. And I wanted to bring these in as the bones on here. I don't know if I need the hand. This might be enough. We'll see. I do love that. I feel also like I want that too. Have maybe some, what's the word? Maybe some glossy accents or something on it. I'm not sure. Let's get out some 3D foam. I do think I want the gramophone braised a little bit. So we want that there. And I'm wondering about, I do have some of my plants. I mean, the whole house is overrun with plants. That's how it was last time. So that's okay this time. To have a lot of plants coming in and over to the side. And also, the Victorians and that just really loved their plants, didn't they? So this is giving me Victorian Gothic vibes. So my favourite. Yeah, that's got to go on there. I'm sorry. That's beautiful. Now, I know some of this is getting covered up. Again, it will happen. You just got to get used to that with me. I cover things up. I need to build. To see my vision properly, I need to build. And I never know what I'm going to cover up or what I'm not going to cover up. And that's okay. So let's put this behind here. So I'm listening to the spooky music, and definitely it's got to be the Jeepers Creepers soundtrack or something like that, or anything with kids playing. Oh my goodness, could you imagine if it was something like London Bridge is Falling Down or Ring a Ring of Roses? That's no. Again, I'm never going to stay in a house like this. It reminds me of, here in the UK, do you remember Lloyd Grossman with Through the Keyhole? Who lives in a house like this? Let's find out. Not me. That's who's not living in a house like this. Oh dear. Wasn't that always fun? Do they do that show anymore? I know they, like on MTV and stuff, they do shows like Cribs. But I always enjoyed Through the Keyhole because you didn't know who it was. Like, you would go there and they'd show you all these clues and red herrings. And then you'd be like, oh my goodness, I would never have guessed it was that person. Or, oh, obviously it was that person. Yeah, I don't know if they do it anymore. And Lloyd Grossman has such, what's the word I'm looking for? He has such a distinctive voice. Anyway, many of you would probably never have seen that and have no idea what I'm going on about. Welcome to Bellaboo Creations. Here we don't just craft, we listen to Belle being very random with her chatty rambles. That sounds like a scarecrow's name, Chatty Rambles. Oh dear me. Anyway, it makes a nice change from how I have been feeling, so I'm all good with it. I was going to put it underneath, but actually it won't fit underneath where I want it. Well, it might do. I don't know. Okay, now the other thing I want is I have some of these little Tim Holtz books that come in his ephemera, and that one absolutely, it says a word book, but I've got a vintage music book that has this exact kind of green cover, and I thought it looked like a vintage music book. I was going to add this one too, but you know what? I don't know if that's too much. Can we ever have too much? What? Okay. We could bring in the other hand. I kind of love the other hand too. What do we think? Other hand, not other hand. So we have that, or we have the second book. I kind of like both the books. Okay, well, you know what we're going to have to do, guys. We can't leave these looking perfect. Oh gosh, I really squished that one. And I do want them up a little bit. So first things we're going to have to do is ink all the edges. I can't have that white edge showing. Not here. And I want to ink the inside because if they're slightly raised, you might see some of the inside. Only if you look very closely. So it would really only be me. But it would bother me no end. So this is what we're doing. And always, as always, I encourage you guys to use whatever you have. Digitals, papers, any bits of ephemera, whatever you have, guys, really just use that, because I mean, I feel a bit bad using my Tim Holtz stuff with the fact that we don't know if other stuff's going to be coming out or what they're going to keep. But also, I love the Tim Holtz stuff, so I need to use it. Now, I'm wondering about on here, is there the tiniest little number? Because I feel like this needs something on the front of it. I'm just checking everywhere. Hold on. Okay, so this is another Crafted by Tony stamp set. It's CBT0020. It's called The Collector. And I'm just wondering, because we have this one that says number 2. I love this one. You can see I use it all the time. Honestly, anything with little numbers or words, that's my vibe. Right, let's get this on here. And I'm hoping, firstly, that I have it the right way around. No, I don't. So I have to put it this way, because knowing me, this is where my black one would come in really, really handy. But all I have is the black soot. I don't normally use that for stamping too much unless I want to add it for a smeared effect, because it obviously can be affected by water. And I am going to be stamping. Not stamping, splattering and stuff. So anyway, let's get really close to this and put it on there and hold it in place for a few seconds. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Okay, that is not the stamp's fault. That is definitely mine and my ink, because guess what? I need more ink as well. Oh, I have been using them so much I haven't replaced them this year, so that is why I need to keep this to the side, because I need to remember that I used it. I'm just wondering, actually, where's my pen? Whether I come on or whether it's fine looking a bit old. Just touch it up a little bit. So I've gone super quiet. So see, you could write on it anyway. Right, let's get these glued down. So I need that there. What I need is this. I need this and this. So I need to put this one first. So yeah, let me know what creepy music, if you were hearing a song, would you go, oh, that's super creepy, maybe leave it in this space now. As I said, anything with children singing. I don't know why that is. I mean, we all sung nursery rhymes to our kids. But if you hear them singing it, this needs to be held in place a little bit. If you hear them singing on movies, it's always so creepy. So maybe one of those. See that? I think that looks quite good. I do like it. Now, I was wondering, oh, I've got a little, that's it. I wanted to add a little crow. I forgot about my crow. Now, do I want to gild him a little bit? Do I want to emboss him? Let's emboss him. I like embossing these. I like embossing on black card with, oh, well, I've actually got that, the hickory smoke one. But I like doing it with the vintage photo. It gives a kind of strange effect. So that's what I like to do. Where is my embossing pad? My Versamark. Let's just put the little bird down, my little crow. It's a bit shocking I haven't put any bats or anything yet, isn't it? They will be in it at some point. At some point. Okay, there's my little bird. Bird. Okay, so I am going to heat emboss that with my heat tool. Okay, so I have my little bird. Now you can barely see the vintage photo, but I'm hoping it picks up. It gives it a shine, and actually up close, you get this sort of brownish effect. I don't know if it's showing up. And I just like that. I like the slight contrast of the brown. And I'm wondering if actually, so if it's going to sit on top. I want it here. No, it should be fine. I was trying to work out if I needed 3D foam, because this piece is slightly raised because it's on a thicker card, but I think it should be fine. Got a little crow. And I've cracked the embossing glaze slightly. And again, it just gives an added texture to the piece. That's what I think. Anyway, now, obviously music is playing. So what I have is I have some musical brads. So I want to actually use them. I think they should look all right. Yeah, they're going to look good. Okay, has that just got the one brad? Okay. So I'm going to add a musical brad. And I'm going to do them one at a time because I want to see how they look. Like where they're going. Oh my gosh, it's suddenly got so dark today. It's almost time for the ring lights, guys, and the other lights. I need to also think about what is it called? the words, because I will be adding some words to this. And I have quite a large phrase that I want to put on here. We'll make it work. We always do. Oh, I've just realised something. I didn't stitch around the edge of my tag. Who am I? We need a third one. You can't not have things in threes. But what do I want? Do I want another one of these? Or do I want another double? I don't know. I'm not musical. I love music, but I mean, I can't play any, so. Should we have a single? Yep. Now, many of you will have noticed on this piece that there is a bit of a spooky person. Do you know, for the longest time when I was working with this kit, I did not notice the spooky person behind. Look at those on there. And obviously, I would like to keep the spooky person. What I want to do is, before I do anything else, I want to add my tab to the top, because I feel like that'll give me a feel for where the words are going to go. This is some eco-dyed fabric. Where are my scissors? Oh, there they are. I keep putting my little scissors in the same place as my big scissors, and they are not meant to be there. They're meant to be in the little container bit in front. But there we go. I think in my head I'm just like, oh, scissors, they all go together. But they don't. Okay, so that's going to go over. We're going to need this. I keep checking that the camera is filming after yesterday when I was filming. Okay, so we're going to have this on there, I think. I like the grunge of it. And then maybe a little bit of black lace. There is quite a lot of black on here, so why not? But we're not going to have this lace perfect. I mean, nothing in this house is going to be perfect, is it? It's abandoned. It's full of spirits and creepy things. Feel like that's good. And I'm just wondering if I have a smidge of the grey. Just a smidge. And once again, I'm going to have to darken this because it's far too light. I might actually use some ink. So I am going to go and stitch that. And then I might actually stitch in some random places. Actually, I think the grey was fine. And I've done some double stitching along the bottom there. Can't believe I forgot to stitch. But you're all screaming at me, Belle, what about the stitching? And I'm wondering about bringing in, I've got like a little bone. A little die cut bone. And I was wondering about just kind of bringing it in. I don't think we need it necessarily. Need? Who cares about need? It's all about throwing everything at it. Just reminds me of the dance. Maybe not. Maybe we don't need it today. Who am I? Okay, so the words I've got for this, yeah, because I don't think I need anything else, are: I heard a strange noise here in the darkened house of weeping. These are Tim Holtz words. Or I could just have, I heard a strange noise. I mean, either's going to work, isn't it? Scissors! There they are. The creepy gramophone playing up again. Obviously wasn't playing that, but I can't sing what I wanted to, so it's okay. So it could go there. I'm just very gently, I'm not sticking it down. I'm trying to work out where I want everything. I almost feel like it could go across there. Here. It's going to have to go there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Now, do I want... Oh, no, I know what I want to put around it. I'm not going to put any like lace or anything on it today or underneath it as I would normally. I'm going to put those on. So let's glue those down. I was hoping to put them up there, but I don't want to cover up the creepy person in the window. Let's do it at an angle. Who am I with all these angles? Some of you out there know how hard it is for me to put things not on a straight kind of lying straight. But I am really trying, guys. I'm trying to do things a bit differently. So I'm going to bring in my Sharpie. This is one of those ones that it's a twin tip. So it's got a fine and the normal. So yeah, you have the normal size. And normally I do have my little fine liners, but this is just what I've got on my table right now. And I do like to go around my words in a wibbly wobbly, not straight way at all. I just something I like. So yeah, okay. And the other thing I want to do, because in my book, in my journal, I'm going to take that off. Where is it? Sorry, hold on. Can you see I went around with my aqua marker on the words, and I want to do that again. I'm linking the two together. So I've just got a little bit of water. I've got my Stabilo aqua pencil, making sure it's actually got water on it. Yep, that's it. I just kind of want to go around. Again, it's bringing in, it's tying the two pieces together. And also sometimes you just forget to do certain things. So it's nice sometimes to be reminded of something else you've made and be inspired by your own work. Why not? After all, that's why we craft. Don't even mind that that's like making a bit of a mess there. It's meant to make a mess. That really needs to... Hold on. That was not stuck very well down. It's because it's over so many levels. But that is okay. Obviously I can go in with a little paintbrush. And obviously the wet, because this is so wet and it's putting wetness onto the paper as well, that will affect the glue, as it were. But it will be fine. Oh, I'm really liking it. What do you think, guys? So I'm going to dry that off. Okay, guys. So there we have the words. Now, I'm going to bring in some splatters. And I think I'm going to start off with... I think I want to start off with the gold. So I'm using my Winsor Newton. This is basically almost dry, this one, but it's the Winsor Newton gold. But what I do, it's the India ink sort of thing. This may not be the best thing to do, but I do wet it and then just go in and swill it all around to just make sure it's not as dry. I'm going to get a piece of paper, and also what I need is just a piece of paper over the words, because obviously we don't want the words covered. Don't want that. Also, I want them over the face a little bit in the background, because I don't really want the face covered either. And then the other thing I can do, move this so there's not too much gold, is I can spray onto the brush as well, just to make it a bit more. Yep. I just want to bring in a little bit of, I don't know, shine. I do like that. Okay, Oh, that's too much there. Hold on. Right. Hold on. It's quite big. Let's get my... Thankfully, because this is a vellum sticker, it's got a glossy kind of... it's got a glossy finish. So with that, it's going to take time to dry, but it meant that I could get rid of that gold quite quickly. Okay, and the next one I want to do is just a teeny bit of black, because I think this could also go on. And as I've got my fan brush already with the gold, I don't want to use it with the black. So again, do it off to the side, because that's quite... I don't want too much. And again, I'm doing it more over one side. I'm doing them at angles rather than all over the piece. I'm going to move the brushes now into some water. I'm going to move this and I'm going to dry this off. Okay, so that's all dry. It does have quite a bit of gold on it, maybe more than I wanted. It's okay. Now, the one thing I'm disappointed in, but again, this is just me, I work in layers, is that we've really covered up that vintage music paper. And I'm pretty sure some of you are going to mention it in the comments, because it always makes me chuckle when some of you go, oh, Belle, I really love that layer you put on. And then you covered it up. And I'm like, I know. And I did love the way that music paper looked. But again, for me, it's about building up textures. So I've got some glossy accents. And I am going to put them on here. It doesn't always work the best on matte photo paper. It can sometimes almost become like a crackle glaze. And I just think that's because of the actual paper itself. So, but I don't mind either way. If it does become a crackle glaze, it does. And that's okay. I'm trying to think if I want to add anything else. I think most of it is done. I wanted to bring on a little bit of grit paste, possibly, just up in that corner, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure we need it. I don't know. I feel like there's something missing, but I don't know what. So I do have some of the Crypt paste. If you don't know, the grit paste Crypt, which is TSHK 81081. It's my favourite texture paste, if I can actually get into it. And although it starts out grey, it goes more of a grungy green colour. I'm trying to see if I've got anything behind me. Yeah, I have. Hold on. Let me just grab this. So it goes this kind of grungy, almost green colour. And it picks up the colour of anything behind it as well. And I just feel like I want the tiniest bit of texture up at the top here, because I feel like there's so much. I'm going to have to get some more. This is starting to harden, not too much though, which is fine. I've got so much going on down here, but I want just the tiniest. I'm going to have to watch, because obviously I've done that now. Tiniest bit of texture up here. I know some of you really don't like the Crypt paste, because you say it just makes it look almost dirty, but that's the exact thing that I'm going for. I want it to look dirty and grotty and yucky and all of that good stuff, because as far as I'm concerned, that's what the house is. It's a horrible, dirty, grotty house that's been left abandoned, that I ran away from. And I know I used it a lot, this and the crackle glaze, in my other makes. Oh, I love it just as is. I'm going to bring in the tiniest bit of it down here too, just behind the gramophone. Again, it's all about layers for me. It's all about building up. You may not even see it all to begin with, but then you look close and there's just a texture or something. So I think that's all I need on there. I can already see, do you already see how it's reacting with the forest moss, which was grey when we put it down, and now this green's coming up, which I kind of love. Okay. And if I don't like it, you can put ink on top of the crypt paste. So it's not like it's anything, you know, there's always something around it. So I think I'm going to leave all of this to dry. And then we will see how it looks. So everything's basically dried now. The glossy accents are still a little bit wet, but it's basically dried. And this is dried. Can you see how dark it's gone? Considering how, let me get it again, just in case you're not used to using crypt paste. See how grey it is, but then how dark it goes? You see that? It has definitely picked up the green of the forest moss. And the grey sort of comes through, making me, I keep thinking it's still the crypt paste, not dried, but it is dried. It's just because I put the grey. And then I've gone over the edges with just my black soot like that to just darken it a little bit. And then, yeah, this is basically dry. And it hasn't cracked. I don't know if when it does crack fully, dry fully, oh, words, what are they? Whether it will crack or not. But for now, it's looking good. I still feel like there's something that's not feeling cohesive about it. I don't know why that is. I think it could be to do with the gramophone having the white outline, but it needed that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still happy with it. I just don't feel like it's completely cohesive. But as I've said in this and the last video, it does take me time to get into my groove when creating for a challenge. So that's it. I cannot believe I'm back here again on the same old gramophone. I can hear a spooky song playing. London Bridge is falling down. I don't know if it's that one. Anyway, that's it for now. We've gone into the house. It's decorated and we can hear the spooky gramophone once again. Please do like, subscribe, comment and share if you haven't already. Don't forget to check the links down below and head over to Release the Crafting and Pink Oddbirds, and to use the hashtag TheOddtober25 if you want to see what everyone else is doing. I'll be back again soon with another video, but until next time, guys, I hope you're having lots and lots of creepy, crafty fun. Bye for now.